Now, the trade I want to talk about is clearly the one between you and Meth, because I don't think that that's ever been discussed. So let's go back to clearly altered both of your careers in positive ways. So have you two ever discussed this deal?
We did, because one of the funniest things, I don't know if Meth remembers this, but we were going into a lockout that year. And when I got traded for him, we kind of knew each other from Ottawa, him being around there and training there, I think, right? And anyway, we ended up like having to go to a PA meeting in Toronto because do you remember that? And I just thought it was so weird because I remember getting in there and I'm like, well, where the hell do I sit? Like, do I sit with Ottawa or do I sit with these guys that I don't even know? And they don't really want to sit with me either. They want to sit with you. So we like looked at each other, like shook each other's hands, like, hey, this is awkward as hell, isn't it? And like then you went and sat with Ottawa and like we were looking
same thing. Yeah, you got a good memory. I actually forgot about that. It was this huge conference room and all the teams sat in like little cliques from their own respective teams. And I remember looking too, I'm like, Columbus guys, and I knew all of them obviously, or the new Auto guys. And I still remember in my mind, like Condra. I didn't even know Cons, but I still have his face in my mind. I'm like, oh, I should probably go sit with Con. And eventually we just sat our own ways, and that was it.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. I think we got together for a few drinks after, but that was just so funny to me. Like that was our kind of our moment. Normally you just see each other on the ice, but we actually had to be kind of civil and shaky. But it was, I mean, I couldn't have asked to be traded. Obviously you went on and had a great career in Ottawa, and it all worked out for both sides, but pretty funny, man.
Yeah, it was a good hockey trade. Yeah, like it was a straight up hockey trade, which worked out clearly for both of you. Now, Nick, were you caught off guard?
Yeah, I think I was, only because I just thought I was still so young and I didn't really know, what the options were. And I thought, we were a team that looked like we were trying to get younger too, with just like the way we kind of were struggling and trying to find ourselves. So I thought, okay, we're going to try and bring in a new core. But you know what? It ended up being the best thing that happened to me in a lot of ways. I mean, I think where I was in Ottawa, I think I realized after I was looking for a fresh start, and Columbus really provided. They were a team that was completely tearing it down and trying to rebuild. And I got to be one of those pieces, luckily, that they tried to rebuild around. And, and then Meth obviously getting paired with Eric and just going on a tear. And, they were one of the best tandems in the league for a while. And I think it worked out. And I remember just kind of being thankful after. It was a weird thing. I missed and loved the Ottawa Senators and my time there, but I think it springboarded me into who I am today and all the opportunities that I got. And I'm kind of thankful to Brian Murray for that as well.
Yeah. And you probably knew nothing obviously about Columbus at all heading into it, right? It's like the Blue Jackets. What do we do in Columbus? And then you probably get there and realize it's a pretty good city, especially if you have a family, right?
Unbelievable. And I'll never forget when I traded my wife, Janelle, she's bawling. She's like, where is Columbus? And I'm like, it's like, Ohio? And so I'm like, I can't even explain that to you on a map right now. But man, the one guy that really solidified it for me was Luke Richardson. Because I played with him in Ottawa his last year in the league. And he said, Nick, it was one of the hardest places for me to have to leave. I loved it so much. He said, you're going to absolutely love it. Your family's going to love it. And he was right. I mean, again, one of the hardest places I've ever had to leave. And, I have so many great memories. The community is amazing. The people are incredible. The organization treats you so well. And we had some success too there. That was pretty special while I was there.
You're gonna move. You're not gonna stay there, are you? Like, I'm assuming you're gonna stay at your place in Sudbury, or what's the deal?
No, we're talking about possibly. Our lives are there now. My kids were all born there, so we're actually talking about putting some roots down. If when 15 years from now when I retire, so we'll see. I mean, right now it is home. I mean, it's where my kids know. It's where they grow up. Sudbury will always be there. And to be honest with you, it's more of a summer place anyway that we want to be here for.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's the winters. I did enough of those in junior. So yeah, that's kind of the thought, but who knows where the world will take you. That's one thing I think we've learned in the hockey world. You love one place and you get to the next one, you love it as much. But obviously Columbus will have a special place in my heart.
The day you got traded for Meth, do you know where you were? Because Meth was drinking on his balcony and celebrating with Derek Brassard, I think. Where were you?
I was, believe it or not, I went to my cousin's wedding in Buffalo, and we had some time. They were going for pictures after, so we had some time between the wedding. And we decided to go to my old neighborhood that we lived in when my dad was playing for the Sabres. And we pull up to our old house, and my aunt sees that the lady who owns it is gardening. So she runs out, asks the lady if we can come and take a picture in front of the house. Well, lo and behold, the lady's like, no, come on in. And we go through a whole tour of my house, my old house as kids. You know, they still had some of the stuff that, like, we had our hands painted on the walls. They still had that in the basement because they never really did anything with it. Crazy. Like, it was a walk down memory lane, which was so neat. But what was crazy is, in the excitement of getting in the house, I left my phone in the car because she's like, hurry up, you know, like, run in. So we all run in. And that is exactly when I got traded. I come out and my brother comes to me. He's like, oh, Nick, I just got a text I think you got traded. And I'm like, really? And I'm like, oh, I don't have my phone. I go to my phone. I got 100 missed calls from Brian Murray, my agent. It was a nightmare. But yeah, so I'm sure they were panicking, thinking I was avoiding the phone. But no, it was really, it was a great day that turned into a holy shit moment. So pretty wild.
Yeah, I found
I would
out,
like to have the beers.
Yeah, the beers. Well, I was having a candidate. I didn't throw a lot of parties at my house because I hated having people over and having to clean up all the time. But it was a nice day. We had a big balcony. And I found out on social media, I didn't get a call from anybody. And I'm just scanning, you know, like, you just once in a while you pull your phone out and you go through Twitter or whatever.
Yeah.
and I could see Bob McKenzie post the trade. And I'm thinking, like, what? Like, and no one's called me to let me know. And that's just a sign of the times, right? Like, things have changed.
Sure.
It's crazy. Anyway.
That's awesome.